This is Genocide Cuttercast. Select team members. Count Middle. FGF Chris. Yabi. Good luck. Let's enjoy today's episode.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new year of the Genocide Cuttercast, or should I say new season, new attitude, and of course, same old shit. So, this is Count Metal, along with FGF Chris and Yabi. So, we're gonna start with the new year, discussing about the 30th anniversary of the Street Fighter series.
Oh yeah.
And with the Street Fighter games are pretty. There are certain games I like, and there are certain games I dislike. But I like to discuss about what I enjoy about the series. Street Fighter 2 was my first fighting game I played in the arcades, and I started out playing the arcade edition. I think when I started out, I was played as Zangief, and I had no clue what I was doing, and I don't know what the special moves are or anything. I just button mash my ass on the game, and let's see. And then when I died, I couldn't even beat the first character, and my first challenger was Ken. And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. And so I just figure out press a button, press the kick, and then I lose the first 2 rounds. And then I switched to Ken, and what the funniest thing was, I ended up fighting the character I previously played as, and still got my ass kicked. So it was my first time playing it, and I was very new to this series. And then when when I was reading stuff about the game on GamePro magazine, it got me interested in the series, the other characters they have. I used to with my friend invited me to a birthday party back in grade school. To an arcade. I just go play some Street Fighter 2, and I improved it, even though sometimes I don't know the special moves.
Yeah, practice makes perfect when it comes down to it. Definitely. Well, not perfect, but more proficient.
So so what I was saying was I knew special moves. And then when it came out to Super Nintendo, then I practiced. The only moves I know are the button mash moves with E Honda and Chun-Li, where you mash the buttons, do 100 hand slaps or lightning kicks.
Oh yeah.
And then
pull off when you're a kid. When you're young, it's it's not a complicated input. It's just mash a button a billion times.
Yeah, and when I was reading the strategy guide, they're oh, how to do the Hadouken or the Shoryuken and all that. And then it took me a while to master. When I rented the SNES version at my local Blockbuster, I was like, oh, so this is how you do the moves. So that's how you do a Hadouken. How you do the Yoga Flame. But all the moves I have,
oh my god, I have
trouble with, would probably be the spinning pile driver.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't have trouble with Guile's moves in it. Doing the charge attacks, charging for a Sonic Boom or charging for a Flash.
Oh yeah.
It was a real pain in the butt for me. But when I was 7 years old playing the game.
So Yabi, any experience with Street Fighter?
Actually, quite a bit. My first exposure to Street Fighter was, I believe it was, I played, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo for the Game Boy Advance.
Classic.
I'm a lot younger than you all, so it came out when I was like 7 or 8, and then eventually I got to playing it. And actually, what added to that was there was a cafeteria where I lived, or like a food court that had arcade machines. One of them being Marvel vs. Capcom. So that introduced me to mostly the Street Fighter and Mega Man universe. But yeah, and then I slowly but surely started exploring Street Fighter. I did play Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and then eventually I discovered the Alpha series. It might be my favorite out of all the games.
Alpha series was pretty balanced. It really was.
Yeah, Alpha series is pretty good. Like as far as like speaking of like favorites, most favorite Street Fighters, mine would be Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Yeah,
it had a huge cast. Add some characters from the other Capcom fighting, not fighting, but beat 'em up, like the Final Fights.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They had Guy, Cody, Lento, Brody, all those great characters in it. And in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, you had Hugo. And yeah, it's pretty cool seeing like the other franchises. And I don't know who did it first. I don't know if it was SNK that introduced the concept of bringing their intellectual properties into one fighting game. That inspired Capcom to do it, or was it vice versa? I have to look that up.
I feel like it was something that was happening all at once.
Yeah, I know. Like maybe like a universal consciousness or some jazz.
Yeah. So yeah, I've played most Street Fighters. Probably the one I played the least would have to be 4. And I have played 5 a little bit. I'd say it's pretty solid now. There's not really anything I don't like about it.
I 100% with that. Like, you know, when Street Fighter 5 initially launched, it was a real lackluster. But, you know, if they launched with the characters they have now, it would have been a lot more successful. Like,
yeah. I mean, King of Fighters 14 went through something similar.
That's true.
It was a little. I mean, they had a lot of characters, but
graphics hurt.
Yeah, graphics was a component that needed more work, but they really improved on that.
Yes. As far as like least favorite Street Fighter games go, I would say the one that I didn't really care for was I think this is a tough one. I kind of want to say Street Fighter 1 because of the controls.
Yeah.
I have one that trumps that, dude. Street Fighter the movie, the game. You remember that one?
Oh, the movie?
The
movie of the game?
Yes.
That might be my least favorite.
Same here.
I kind of enjoyed it, but it's kind of, I think the controls are like a little slippery.
Yeah.
I can't get behind the digitized graphics. I mean,
it's like
especially for that one.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's like they're trying to copy off of Mortal Kombat with like stop motion action.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I actually own that on Sega Saturn, so if you want to give it a try, I would say be my guest. But if it's not your thing, then fuck it.
I think the first Street Fighter is really cool and quirky. And it's like fun to mess around with. I actually got close to beating it at one point. But yeah, the controls are really wonky.
Is the god the final boss in that game?
I think he is. Yeah. I couldn't get to him.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, like it's funny. Like when you said Sagat, when I first time heard Sagat, I always pronounced it as Sagat, and I'm like,
Bob Saget.
yeah,
I said Saget.
but it's actually pronounced Sagat. And then Ryu, it's like Ru, or some people pronounce it as Ru.
Ryu.
Yeah.
The Japanese pronunciation is Ryu. So Ryu.
Yeah.
And let's see, I think
I had a lot of trouble pronouncing Dalsy as a kid. I was like, how is he? I'm a Dutch American. Pardon me.
Also, let's see. And then let's see. I'm trying to think of what else. Like besides the games, I like to discuss like about the other stuff that's released, like action figure, like the G.I. Joe version, the Street Fighters. I know they did a remake of some of those, but I might be wrong. Let's see what else. The very first Street Fighter movie, even though some people say it sucks, but I find the cheesy lines hilarious.
It's actually pretty dramatic for how corny it is. Definitely.
And then let's see, the second Street Fighter movie, that was live action movie that was out, that sucked.
Talking about Legend of Chun-Li. Yeah, that was kind of bombed. I mean, they made Vega look like freaking Predator. Like the Iron Mask. So weird.
Yeah, what's so funny about that movie, the actor who played that, I think he's from Black Eyed Peas.
Oh wow.
Really?
I have to, let me double check.
It kind of looked like a college experimental film, if that makes any sense. Like, it looked like hey, let's have a film club and make a movie with like zero budget and see what happens.
Yeah, and I know they played in like selected theater in some theaters, but it was just for a short time.
I saw it. In fact, I saw it in San Francisco with my brother. That's when I first saw that movie. There was a theater playing it, and we're like, "Oh yeah, Street Fighter, cool!" And it's like, and we left just like wordless. We just like that was awesome.
And that was right, by the way. It's actually someone from Black Eyed Peas. His name is Taboo.
Oh wow!
That was Vega in Legend of Chun-Li. I'm checking out like the who was in this movie. We got Christine Crook, and I know she's from the Smallville series. Yeah, she's from Smallville. There's Lana Lang. We got Neil McDonough. I don't know about this guy as M. Bison. Chris Klein as Charlie Nash.
You know, with the first Street Fighter movie, at least the casting was really well done.
I like the casting in the first Street Fighter movie. Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile.
Like
Now
Guile
Win.
was good. M. Bison as Rod Julie as M. Bison was good too.
Yeah, but I think this was like his last movie, so it was kind of sad that he passed away after that film was over, or a couple months after it was over.
You want to know a fun fact about that movie?
Yeah.
Julia only took the role to play M. Bison because his grandson loved video games.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Aww.
Yeah, that's the only reason why he took such a corny role as that. And it worked out well, it really did.
Alright, time to put the live actions off the shelf, and this time we're going to discuss about the animated series.
Oh,
or
yeah.
animated movie. The Street Fighter 2, first the Street Fighter animated movie that was out. I love that one.
Are you talking about the one by Manga Entertainment?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. I love that one too. The Mega fight scene, Mega and Chun-Li fight scene was so awesomely brutal. So great.
Yeah, I remember like rewinding it.
Yeah.
And like, oh my goodness! And then like when I saw it for the first time, I just rewind it and then like see the panty shots of Chun-Li.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, this is a good fight.
Got into that too.
Rewind it, and it was like when I was like in high school, I was like, oh,
Like,
what?
dang, look at this thing.
But the thing was, when I first time rented it, I got it was a PG-13, so I don't see any titty shots from Chun-Li.
Oh yeah.
So
Re-released.
like, but then when I saw the re-release version, I was like, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and then they got but the thing I like about that Street Fighter 2 movie back then the Street Fighter live action was the soundtrack. It had Alice in Chains, Korn, Silverchair. It had like some of the. It has an awesome soundtrack. A lot of I think it's like alternative hard rock.
The English dub has an awesome soundtrack. Not the Japanese dub has a terrible soundtrack. In my opinion.
I imagine the original Japanese version has like a big band or something, or an orchestra, and then that's what happens with a lot of like shonen like localizations.
That's true. Well, I actually listened to it in Japanese, like Japanese audio, music, and the dialogue. And, it's very the word I describe it would be very late 80s, early 90s, like kind of. I'm trying to think. It's really soft. It's real soft, mellow music. It does not fit with any of the fight scenes. You'd have to listen for yourself, I guess. But it's crazy.
Right. Right. Also, another series, like Street Fighter 2V is another manga entertainment anime series, which I would highly recommend watching. And
It's really
then,
hard to find it, though. Yeah, you have to look at it. I think they have it available on YouTube, but like, if you want to buy it, it's so rare at this point to find. Street Fighter 2V. V stands for victory.
yeah, I still have my copy. Not giving it away.
Yeah, I have that copy too. It's a treasure.
And then you got the and you got the Alpha series, and it was okay. So I don't have any comment about those, but the Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 2V are the best animes.
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot there was one more. It was the animated series that was on USA.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, it had the hilarious quotes.
Cornflakes. Ha ha ha.
This is delicious.
Yes, yes, yes.
That was like the hilarious thing I ever watched. And every time I put the yes and yes, I was like, I always play that video when something were to happen awesome, like a great day.
Yeah.
Like watch that video.
Yeah, it's a feel good video.
All right, I'm gonna move on to Street Fighter and discuss about another 2D fighting series that's very popular, the Mortal Kombat series. And I'm not sure if there's gonna be, but what I like about the Mortal Kombat series, it was There's a next popular game right next to Street Fighter. So whenever people talk about fighting games these days, it's either Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. So this is like another fighting game franchise I grew up playing in the '90s, and first hand of playing Mortal Kombat was I was in sixth or seventh grade when I heard about the Mortal Kombat games, and then of course you got the home console Mortal Kombat, and I don't want to discuss about Mortal Kombat on SNES because that game makes me pissed.
Stop. One.
Well, from what I remember, even the first arcade game is a little trash.
Yeah. I think they really downplayed the violence for it.
Like, the thing is, like, with the home consoles of Mortal Kombat, the arcade is the only one that's great, but, like, when it comes to the home consoles, like, Sega Genesis has the blood where you have to, like, enter a code, but when you play it, the music sucks, and you use... Well, music was, like, awful, and then the sound effects, most of the sound effects were missing.
Oh yeah, that's bad. Sometimes you punch the heck out of them and you wouldn't hear a thing.
And also, you can only use like a 3-button controller. 6-button doesn't work. I don't know if anyone tried it with the 6-button, but it didn't really work.
I don't think it runs on 6 buttons. Does it?
I think.
I thought it was only 3.
Yeah.
It was. That's a big downfall. Like, and then Super Nintendo is the one that played very well, except for the fact that they don't want to. That it's a family-friendly game, so no.
Yeah, Nintendo
Unless you
doesn't
have a
want
Game
that.
Genie, but no fatalities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's see. As far as the portable Mortal Kombat, this is one I want to get this then because I regret owning the Game Boy version of Mortal Kombat. Oh my goodness. Did my alarm turn off? Son of a bitch.
It happens.
Oh, jeez. So anyway, what I was saying was the Mortal Kombat on Game Boy was trash. The controls are broken, and you can't. And the timing of moves is awful. And
That's
I'm like saying,
pocket color is the way to go.
yeah, the only way you could play. Reason why I got it is I could play it on the go.
Yeah.
Then I realized, okay, this is a waste of money, but I was able to trade it in years later. And it was, I would say, you only play 6 characters, since they can't include all 7, and there's no reptile, but the stages are limited. You got like I think the pit, but you can't throw people off the pit. And then there's 2 stages. The Goro's Lair, the pit, and the arena. That was it. And the music is so awful, and I would say that this game is shit.
It was pretty bad. I played the second one for the Game Boy, and I was very, very unamused back in the late 90s, I believe it was. Yeah.
I actually had that just made me think that I had Street Fighter 2 for the Game Boy.
Oh,
And,
that's yeah, that's
yeah,
great.
that was just as bad. It was just as bad. I mean, and it's weird because it was back in like 2007 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I know I get a little bit like passionate about the subject, like a huge fan, but the Neo Geo Pocket Color is the only handheld in a generation that actually pulled off fighting games right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's yeah. If only I wish I had my hands on that. try it once and play some of those fighters, which you said that are pretty good. I'm gonna give it a try.
But if you want to buy, I'll sell. I have 4 systems actually.
Well,
Yeah, games.
but back to Mortal Kombat. I would say the best Mortal Kombat would be the second Mortal Kombat. It's a toss up between Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the N64.
PS1. PS1 had the trilogy or Ultimate, one of them.
Yeah, the PS1. The only downfall with the PS1 is if you play as Shang Tsung, you have to loading times.
That's awful.
But
That was pathetic. You suck.
and then when the least favorite Mortal Kombat, besides the one I mentioned earlier, was Mortal Kombat versus besides the Mortal Kombat Game Boy. I think the worst one, in my opinion, would have to be Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe.
That was kind of janky. I don't know. I couldn't get into that one.
It wasn't my I thought I liked it because I had DC and Mortal Kombat heroes, but it's trying to be like Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah.
But the controls are the controls are good. Everything plays like a Mortal Kombat game, but the only thing that's shitty were the fatalities.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a teen-rated game, so of course Mortal Kombat sucks.
Yeah, they really toned it down. Like toned down the violence, gore, fatalities, all that jazz.
And then let's see. But when Mortal Kombat 9 came out, that was pretty good. Mortal Kombat 9 and 10 improved the Mortal Kombat series.
They really went back to the original roots, but went the innovative route as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of 4 and 5, but didn't do Deception or Armageddon. But I didn't like the 3D Mortal Kombat as much. I really take my distance away from the 3D version because I prefer like the 2D.
One lesson these companies learned over time is that if you originally create a 2D fighting game, never go 3D or you'll ruin the spirit of the game. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the companies that basically go 3D off of 2D, that it just falls flat. But I don't know.
Yeah. Right. So we discussed about Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat as the top 2 2D games, but 2D fighters. But my favorites would have to be all the Neo Geo fighting games from mainly King of Fighters, Art of Fighting, Fatal Fury, and World Heroes, Samurai Showdown. There are like so many Neo Geo fighters, and I would say this is for me this is the top of the food chain.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Like I would for the KOF series, my most favorite would be I would say 98 would be the top. 98 Ultimate.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, 98 was rocking. That is actually my favorite King of Fighters game. That and 2002 Unlimited Match. Well, no, actually I like 14 better. Never mind.
14. 14's good.
My,
I like 14.
My favorite would have to be... I really love 98 because it holds a place in my heart because I used to play R2 on the Pocket Color.
Oh yeah.
Which is basically 98 handheld version.
That's a good one.
Wow, yeah.
I also like 2001. I just really like how it plays and the the buddy system, the partner system in it is really nice too.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the Nest Saga, where you
Yep.
have four characters.
Yep.
It's good stuff. If I had to choose a favorite, yeah, it would be the top three would be 98 Ultimate Match, King of Fighters 14, and then debating between 2000 and 95. I like
Ooh, that's a good one too.
2000 had like the guest character strikers from all the other video game franchises from SNK, like from
Yeah.
Robot Wars, Metal. It's pretty
That's
cool.
right. I remember that seeing those guest fighters. The funniest thing was Toto was listed as unknown.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if you choose Kasumi, you could use Toto as a striker, but yeah, he was unknown for some reason.
Yeah, yeah. 2000 has like the best buddy system. Like when you like put the guest character, like there's a different type of Choi and Chang.
Cool, yeah, Cool Troy and Smart Chang. That's how it works.
Oh yeah, those are the names. Those,
That's what they're called in it. Yeah, like the alternate, like basically Chang and Troy were going to be looking like totally different characters from like the conception of their characters, but they decided like really big and really small compared to the original concept that they came out with.
Oh.
yep.
Sorry.
Yep. Let's see.
I'm just rambling.
Trying to think of like who else is in that, like the strikers. Oh, you got the Panda Bear from the Psycho Soldiers team.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
got Theo, Jeremiah.
It is like that. Like some of these strikers, I wish they were like playable characters too.
Oh man,
Yeah.
cough, cough. Neo Geo Battle Coliseum 2. Cough.
Let's see. If I were to pick my top three, this is the tough one. Like I know 98 Ultimate Match is my favorite, is my top.
Say.
I would say the original 2002 is my second, because that's another dream match. So I like the dream matches more because it has like all the character, pretty much have every character from the other existing KOFs.
Oh yeah.
And but the thing what annoys me about 2002 was I wish they have the mode where you could pick four original It's all like 3 characters instead.
Yeah, they went back to the
Yeah.
Saga method.
I think it just makes it easier. And then the third one would be 14.
Yeah, I like 14 a lot.
And
I really like that game. I need to play it more often.
yeah, as far as 14 is concerned, like I love the new the new season of DLC characters.
Oswald is so badass.
That was the best cast, and I know Blue Mary was leaked. I know like with the last character, I was saying should it be Shingo or Blue Mary? But I knew it's going to be Blue Mary all along. I know that I think they announced it in Japan before when they were doing the DLC stuff. I'm not sure down Evo Japan, or I've been hearing an announcement about it, or I misheard the announcement because I never followed Evo announcement, Evo news lately. So I like the cast of DLCs for season 3.
I like
Season 2, I mean.
a little bit more because they have Whip and Vanessa. And they're like my waifus, totally.
Yeah. I would say I don't know we might see a third wave or fourth wave of, I think, third season of DLCs. I would say I would rather see working at C15. I'm looking forward towards 15 more, but if they do release more characters, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
I think they should just focus on 15 than like making new DLCs.
I agree. Or I don't know, or basically do what like Guilty Gear does and make a 14.2 or something. So or like 14 EX or I don't know.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be nice too.
Yeah.
Let's see, because if they're not going to do 14, I would say like if they do 14.2 or there's like another 14 editions of like 14, like go like add like another set of characters. I
Yeah.
would like to see in the next, if they do a DLC release, I would like to see Shingo. I would like to see Bao.
Just,
Let's see.
I'd like to see. I'm trying to think here. I would like to see Mullen make the cut.
Oh,
She-
Oh yeah,
I forgot about her.
she's really cool. I like playing as her.
Oh yeah.
I like playing as her in the worst game, 2003.
We're going to discuss about least favorite soon, so we're getting close to that point. But anyway, Mount would be a nice choice. Zhang Fi, that would be a good choice.
Mhm.
Let's see. Would have been Shermie.
She's dead though. I mean, unless they make a dream match, I would totally like Jeremy.
Yeah, that'll be like a dream match character. Trying to think of who else. I know there's a lot of characters. I know Kasumi would be in it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I can't think of which ones. It's like so many characters, and say like which one should make the cut.
Dulong, Shenwu, Ash Crimson needs to make a comeback. Elizabeth. I'm just naming off names. But one I'd really like to see would be Adelaide. He like just was in 2 games, just like Mullen was, and totally disappeared. It's like
Oh yeah.
like Adelaide or whatever you want to call him, like however you pronounce his name. Rugal's son. That it would just they need to continue the storyline. I think they kind of left it wide open.
Mm-hmm. So, like, as far as speculations for 15, I've been, like, reading stuff about it in posts and forums. They said, like, I think it's, like, Rob or Ron, the one that's after the Dragon Power
Ron, yeah.
for Kenso. That is, like, a possible character for 15 than 14. But I don't know where they're gonna fit that. But I've been reading something about that Ron will be like the bad ending character, or and then the good ending character will be some kind of like verse type character. But I will see what will happen in 15.
There's a lot of different speculation going around with how they're going to conclude the story, or enhance or like continue the story or whatever they're doing with it. There's a lot of fanfic out there that you could basically like divulge your imagination with like different concepts of what could turn out, but it's pretty bonkers.
Yeah, another thing, when I was looking at the speculated roster, some people say Tung Fu Ru won't be in it. Geese will take a break and have his men do the fighting. It's just so many speculations. So like when we hear any news about 15, we'll discuss it in a future episode.
You know what?
Are they actually thinking of making a new one already?
I don't know, to be honest, but I'm
Because it hasn't been out. It hasn't been out any near as long as Street Fighter V. So.
Yeah.
Street Fighter V's gone through a lot of changes.
Well, we shall see.
Oh yeah.
Speculate what's going on in 15.
Speaking of which, one thing I have in my mind is the perfect team I would love to see would be the Billy Kane team, where it's Billy Kane, Hopper, and Ripper. I would love to see Hopper and Ripper be playable characters.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, X-Men. Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm. If I do like I think if we're gonna do some other villains, I would like to see some Art of Fighting villains. John Crowley,
Mr. Big.
Mr. Big, and I'm trying to think of who would be a good. I think E.G. the Ninja.
Oh, E.G.
Yeah, I think he's considered a villain. I thought he was a good guy at first, but I know they consider him as a villain
Well,
more.
he teamed up with Iori back in '95, so he might be a little this.
And let's see. Well, what I was reading earlier, this is like about the 14. If they're gonna bring like John Crowley and Mickey Rogers, is have King work with them, be a part of that team.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that didn't happen. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's see. Like my dream characters, I would like to see the Art of Fighting one, who hasn't been in any fighting games since who hasn't been in KOF games, but as a cameo character. He should be in. I would like to see him in a playable character, or since the Capcom vs. SNK 2. And I would. I think that's what my dream character is. I'm gonna go skip about discuss about my least favorite KOF games. This doesn't include KOF Beta, aka KOF 12. So if I have a least favorite KOF, it would be 2003.
Yeah.
Mine, surprisingly, is the original 2002. I didn't like that one.
Which version of 2002? The Unlimited or just the...
The regular 2002. Unlimited Match was really awesome. I love that one. But I didn't like... I just felt like... I don't know. I just couldn't get into 2002, the original one. I don't know why. Like, the art style didn't really suit my taste, and they didn't have an earning soundtrack. Like, couldn't do stage select. It was kind of like, I don't know, picky.
Yeah, like 2002. I like the thing I like about 2002 regular is K49, and then his name, and then they changed his moveset. Unlimited his name and his character name because of I'm guessing it was EOS owned the rights for K49 and they couldn't use it.
No, well, there's two reasons. That was one of the reasons. The other reason was K49 resembled a character from Akira, which is an 80s anime, and it looked exactly like that Akira character.
Tetsuo, it's Tetsuo.
Yeah, exactly, Tetsuo.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's like a nut. Yeah, I just wished he was in this game. Wish they did a K49 in the future KOF, but I don't see that happening. It will just be nameless. But as far as least favorite KOF games go, my other least favorite would be Neo Wave.
Yeah, I didn't like Neo Wave either.
It was all right, and at least it's playable. But
I think it was just a rehash of like 2002.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was only released on the Xbox too. It wasn't released on PS2 or
Yeah.
GameCube at the time.
I don't think it was ever released on GameCube. I remember NeoWave was like in the US. NeoWave was all for Xbox,
Xbox.
and then Japan released it on PS2. I don't remember a US release of it.
No, they didn't have a US release for the PS or the GameCube. And the same thing goes with SNK versus Capcom Chaos. That was only released on Xbox 2 in America.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That one would be the worst SNK Capcom fighting game crossover.
I agree.
Yeah. Not my favorite.
And
It's kind of cool though seeing the Street Fighter characters look in SNK sprites. That was the only redeeming quality to it.
Mm-hmm. Like it's so funny. Like with Capcom versus SNK, it's like they start out very small, and then Capcom versus SNK 2 roster gets big, and then when
It's huge.
and it's a huge roster, and then when SVC Chaos came out, we're just gonna downsize the roster. I'm like, oh.
They didn't downsize it too much though. I mean, there was still like 30 characters you could choose from, or 26. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was a little decrease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's the same thing with Marvel vs. Capcom. Start small, then it gets huge, and then suddenly, okay, we're just gonna decrease it.
Yeah, Infinite was really disappointing in my opinion.
And then Ultimate was when MVC3 Ultimate was out, or Ultimate MVC3. Okay, what the fan favorites? Because everyone was feeling salty of the first Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
Where's Strider? Where's
Yeah, right.
like where are my characters? And then people were complaining about MODOK in that game, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck? And let's see. Then when Infinite, I said Infinite doesn't exist.
I agree.
So
Thanos, never mind. Thanos erased it.
yeah.
Sorry for spoilers.
Oh, if you haven't seen Avengers, guys, the latest Avengers Infinity War, check it out.
Fun time.
So, we're gonna go wrap this up. Just want to let you know that this is gonna be on a new station, new home. It's gonna be on YouTube. So, feel free to like us and comment. And if you have like suggestions, like feel free to comment or go to our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Genocide Cuttercast. I would recommend checking. It's still in development, so feel free to like us on Facebook, like us on Twitter, and subscribe to our channel. This is Count Metal with FGF Chris alongside and also with Yabi. I'm glad. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Peace out.
Bye.